Well, hello, Flosstube. It is New Year's Eve 2025, getting ready for the new year to be rung in of 2026. And I decided to change where I normally film, and it's normally right over there. You can see my puppy. That's her collar, is sleeping on the couch right now. So I just decided to throw up a table over here instead of there because there's not an awful lot of room with the tree in play. So you can kind of see this is our living room and dining room behind us there. So I hope you are all have had a great Christmas, and I hope that you have some fun plans to celebrate the new year. I decided to do a video. It's been a long time, and I'm sorry about that. It's just life is busy. I knew life was going to be busy coming up, and it didn't fail. It was uber busy at the end of the semester with school and just life events. So I'm going to do a WIP parade, end of year WIP parade, and just kind of end of. I've never done a WIP parade, so I thought I'm going to just pull them all out and we'll go through them and see how it goes. So the one I'm currently working on is Plum Street's this joyous season. The last time I had gotten the repeat the sounding joy, some of these berries and the basket with the flowers. I didn't have all of the snowflakes done, so I finished the rest of the snowflakes up at the top, and then I've started in now on the roof of the house. So far that's how much I've gotten done. I am doing it on 36 count, Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit. So all of these you will have seen at some point in my videos. They're all ones that I have previously started at some point. So this one, I'm not even going to try. It's Reflects the Soul by G. Ledger, 1898. So I'm not going to pretend that I know how to speak other languages because I don't. But I am doing this one using the called for DMC, which I think that is what it calls for. Yes, is all DMC. I'm doing it on 36 count. I guess Tycho by, I got it at 123 Stitch. I want to say it's probably, oh, here we go. Yep, it's a Picture This Plus. This is what I'm doing it on, Tycho. And this is all the further I've got. So not a very big start, just a little. And I want to say it's going down the side. Yep. But it's definitely one that I absolutely love. I love seeing other people doing it. I'm always excited to get it out and work on it. I'm in hopes of doing some more of this one this year. Trying to think if I had any funny stories over Christmas. Or even from school. I don't know. Here's a country cottage needlework. Sunflowers in summer. Wow, that's just gonna the good old shininess, the glare on these are gonna be interesting. So I may have to. I've got two windows in front of me here, and they both have shades on them, and their shades are down, but Okay, so using the called for, looks like there is some Weeks, some Gentle Arts, Classic Colorworks, and DMC. And it appears that I'm using all the called for. I am doing it also on the called for, which is Cocoa Linen, Weeks 30 count Cocoa Linen. And this is just, I just like this one. So I have Over by the Fence, Where the Sun Flew. And that's all the further I've got on that one. We go back to school on the 5th, and we're doing this year, for the first time, we've never done this before, but we're doing what they're calling a soft start. So we go back from 9 to 2 without kids. And I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, I know we get some time to work in our rooms, and we probably have meetings and things. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. All right. The next one is Heartstring Samplery, Coffee Quaker. I don't know if you can read it. I'll read it to you. It says, "First I drink the coffee, then I do the things." And it's pretty much how I roll. So this one is done on, oh boy, on vintage smoky white 32 count linen that I got at Farmer's Attic. That's a quilt shop. It's a quilt shop and a stitch shop on Etsy. And it looks like so far, this is how far I've gotten. It calls for all, well, it's got DMC conversion, it says. Let's see here. I can see. That's what I'm using. So I don't know. I don't know if it was a different, doesn't look like it. It's funny because it says DMC conversion. I don't know if maybe in here, oh yeah, it looks like inside the chart there was maybe a different thing. And I just, of course, look at the outside of the chart usually and grab whatever it tells me to grab. So maybe inside somewhere it gives other colors. I don't remember. Oh, yes. So you could use Weeks Dye Works, Gentle Arts, and Classic Colorworks with this as well. I just grabbed the outside. It says the DMC, so that's what I did. I can see where these Quakers would be very pretty in a hand-dyed, though. To me, that makes sense. But I didn't choose to do that, so once again, that's how far I've gotten. But I really like doing this one. I don't know why I like stitching on this, but for whatever reason, it's a very nice, fun, enjoyable stitch. So my oldest son is in the military, and he went to his wife's parents' house in Colorado for Christmas. And they ended up spending a couple days there. Something with the government. I don't know. Trump gave them an extra government workers like the day before, day after, something like that this year, just for this year off. I don't know. Anyway, So I think my son got an extra day or so. He didn't have to get back or check in again until Saturday or something. So they were able to stay a little bit longer, like a day is all. I think they had to, still go back Saturday to be there by Sunday. Um, and so my middle son, his girlfriend, had asked my husband to change her oil in her car. And her car has like 240 some thousand miles on this Kia. And it runs great, it's in great shape, So, okay, not a problem. Changes the oil, decides, oh, maybe I'll check the air filter too. I think it was the air filter. I don't think it was like the fuel filter. I think it was just the air filter. Because sometimes those don't get changed. And we live out here in the country, and so just, trying to be nice, and broke off one of the nipple pieces on it. So he tried to JB weld it back together. That didn't work. So we bought some more epoxy. Still didn't work. So we ordered a new one. Then it didn't want to fit on there. Like the one that they sent us was about, I think he said, 1/16 of an inch too small. So he's out there trying to grind out so that it'll fit on there. He finally got it to work. Got the clamp on. All is good. But I always say, like, no, my Uncle Jim used to always say, no good deed goes unpunished. I mean, that's not a reason to not do good things, but it does seem sometimes like here we try to do something nice for somebody and it ends up costing us or, creating problems that we didn't anticipate or want to create. So, all right, the next one is Modern Folk Embroidery. This is Fruits of Plenty. It is a gorgeous chart. I am not very far. I am using different thread that it calls for. I'm using DMC 939 and 932. I believe I got these from the conversion from Sarah's Stitchy Spot. Sarah's Stitching Spot, yeah. So it's another one that I would love to get back to. I have a massive piece of huge, like, I don't know, maybe a whole yard here. And I'm using Fabric Flare 36 count ivory. I think it calls for ivory. I think it calls for an even weave, which I did decide to do. Okay. What is this? Okay, this is Plum Street Sampler. This is the day. Trying to find a way so that you can see it better. There we go. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. I saw this at in Ohio when I went to StitchCon at whatever that store is. Maybe I have it here. Keepsake. Keepsake Quilting. Keepsake. There is a Keepsake Quilting. Keepsake. And so I bought, I think this is an X Jude Milk Chocolate. It's 1/8 of a yard. It's like brown but pink as well. Okay. And here's my small start. It's hard to see it, so I'm not really sure. I think that's why I stopped working on it, because I was like, well, you can't really see the white. So maybe I'll go back through and make it a darker white. It's calling for either grits or there's also, I think, ecru. Yeah. So I don't know which one I used. Probably grits would be my guess, but maybe it was ecru. I don't know. I don't have, oh yeah, it's probably grits. So maybe I just need to use a brighter white on this to have it pop. And sometimes I'll go over something that I've already done, like with one thread. So then it's really thick as well and it's brighter. We'll see. All right, this is Spring Quaker, and this is one I usually get out during the winter because of the saying on it. This is by Leela's Studio, and it says, no matter how long the winter, spring is sure to follow. And usually every time it snows, I get it out and work on it. I didn't do that this year though, but it's so pretty. The Quakery pieces, the bright, pretty colors. I'm using all the called for. They're kind of messed up. Sorry. Apparently I was on white. So, very pretty colors. And I am stitching it on a piece of Picture This Plus called, I have a big needle minder on it that 40 count sand by Picture This Plus. So it's a beautiful piece. It too is kind of tan and pinky. It's perfect for this. So maybe I'll do some more on this one this winter still. I had it out to work on when it snowed. And it's funny, we didn't get snow this year early like we normally have been. Lately, the last few years on Halloween, we've been getting a snowstorm. Now, it doesn't mean that it stays, but we usually get snow end of October, November. And then we got a ton. And then, so I'm outside, I'm about 60 miles west of Chicago. We had a ton, and then a good share of it has now melted because we went from just normal cold in the 30s where it snowed, 20s and 30s, snowed, and then would snow some more, and then would snow some more. And then we went dip down really low, like in the negatives. And then after that, we shot up to the 50s. Sorry, I'm going to try and make this so it's a little less wobbly. It's kind of wobbly. I think it's my table more than anything. I mean, I usually do use this table, but anyway. So it got up to the 50s, most of it melted, and then now it's snowed. And on Christmas, we didn't like have any snow. I mean, there was like little bits and pieces in the ditches and stuff, but it was pretty much gone, which was so weird. And then a couple days after Christmas, it started snowing again. So now we have snow again. Just never know. All right, this is Seeking Refuge. And of course, I bought this, about the time we were doing the pandemic, right? Because it says, when the world seems to be out of control, I find a way to nurture my soul, seeking refuge with needle and thread, the angst and anxiety I no longer dread. So that was like perfect for, of course, our crazy time. So that's by the Scarlet House. I am doing mine on 40 count, not what it calls for. It called for 40 count mocha, and I'm doing it on sand. Now this is a different sand. That was Picture This Plus that I showed you earlier. This is more of a solid, not a hand-dyed, just regular Zweigart. I'm using the called for DMC. Now, hold on. There is also, it does call for Weeks, Classic Colorworks, and Gentle Arts, but I guess I'm just doing all DMC. This was definitely not ironed. My apologies. So I got a long way to go on that one too. I haven't had a lot of stitching time either lately. I've been working on some of my own things, so that always takes up time. Okay, now then, here's one. This is Fractor Flowers by Lottie Da. I just think it's such a pretty one. And I am doing it on, I think it calls for Picture This Plus Ren 32 count. Well, I'm sure I'm not doing 32 count. 36 count Ren. Oh, never mind. That's on something, that's for the other one here. Oh no, it is right here. I'm doing two of them on the same piece of fabric. So I've got one flower on there done. Again, I have a long way to go. It's funny, I haven't really started much new lately. Clearly, because I've got plenty to finish. The other one on the other side of this is Friends of the Heart. This is one I got to get my booty going on because this was one that was supposed to be done in a year. And I do a couple of months at a time when I sit down, and then I stop and don't do any more. So that too is on the same piece of fabric, the same linen, the 36 count Ren. So they both go in the same bag because they share the same piece of linen. Okay. This one, oh, it's starting to snow now. We're supposed to get snow, I don't know, for the next couple of hours, which is never fun because, like, I know my daughter will be out, my son will be out, and so will the rest of the work. And we live in a very, like, where I'm at is like in the middle of nowhere. I literally live on a gravel road, but they don't have to travel very far and they can get on the interstate in like less than 2 miles. And then in 20 minutes there, 20 miles there into Aurora, which is the oldest city. It was here before Chicago was, because we've got the river right there, and it was a very, industrial town. There's a huge, the Chicago packing plant or whatever, um, where all of the cattle go. They had big cattle yards back in the day, and tons of, cattle was taken there, and then they can get them onto boats and move them throughout the country. But anyway, so it's weird that it's older than Chicago, but we live right by it, and that's where I work every day, and that's where the kids have gone to school. And so in the process, there's going to be a lot of crazy people out tonight. And the weather will be fine after like 6, 7 o'clock. It's supposed to clear up. So then I have Midnight Watch, which is by Blackbird Designs. It calls for 30 count 18th Century Brown by R&R Reproductions. I've chosen to do it on a Bestitch Me Bronze Age 36 count. Why did I choose that? I don't know. I just did. Okay. So here it is. It goes this way. Again, I haven't gotten too far. That border was so fun. That was like the best. I just showed you the back. I'm sorry. Let's try that again. I wondered, like, what's going on? So there you go. I tell you what. So this was again, I said Bronze Age 36 count by Bestitch Me. I was a part of their Fabric of the Month Neutrals Club at the time. They got good fabric too. All right. Sorry, there's a hair. Oh, here's another one that I love to do in winter. This is by Kathy Barrick, White Winter Moth. Now it's called for 40 count sand, and I chose something a little bit lighter. I chose Vintage Country Mocha, and so it is kind of got some modeling to it. There's only a couple of threads, not too many. And I did all DMC. I think that's what it calls for. You could do NPI as well, so. This is all the further I am, but again, another super fun stitch. Oh, how about I turn it the right way? I'm sorry. If I don't look at it, and then it looks weird that I'm trying to look around it. But it's got the Quaker-y kind of thing to it, which I like. Quaker pieces inside it and outside. It's a neat one. Alrighty. Then I also have the Spring Hair. This is from Lottie Da. It has two colors. Looks like a Garden Gate from Gentle Arts and Color and Cotton Sable, maybe. And I don't think I have very much done on this one either. I'm doing it on Milk and Honey, which is a 36 count by, I want to say Picture This Plus is my guess, but I don't know that for sure. Oh, Fiber on a Whim. My bad. Fiber on a Whim. I did see that now. So I got the alphabet going on that. This one's not been a great fun stitch for whatever reason. I don't know why. I think it's because my guess is going to be because there's so much crazy counting. Nothing's like lined up. It's all kind of just scattered about. And I'm not one to do a lot of confetti stitching. Give me something boring that I can listen to a book or whatever and not have to be paying too much attention. Okay, the next one is the Scarlet House. Oh, this one I haven't started. This is Christmas Tide at Holly House. And this is my first one that I ever got silks for. And I'm doing it on 36 count Prairie Grass by Seraphim. I guess it calls for some classic color works in there too. And I bought this from Hobby Lobby. It's the little bags to kind of make the little booklet of them because that's about the easiest when you're working with silks, I guess, to put them on there. We shall see. I have nothing to show for that because all I've done is kit it. I haven't actually started it. It was going to be a Christmas start last year and then this year. And I haven't started anything new because I got all this other stuff to work on. All right, this one is from Mama Witch Cross Stitch, maybe? Yep, Mama Witch Cross Stitch. It's called Possum Song. I'm doing it for my daughter who loves possums. By the way, she turns 18 in like 2 weeks. No, thank you. Nobody told her she could grow up. So we got the possum started. And some of the wreath. Got a long way to go on that one too. This one too is like, it's not, it seems like I always grab it to take because I think it's going to be easy because it's on, sorry, didn't look. I want to say it's like I don't really know. Maybe a 16 count, I think. I want to say it's 16. I'm using 2 threads. That's my guess. It's a 16 count, like chalkboard. And I think it's going to be easy to take with as I travel. And then it's not because I can't see it very well because it's the dark fabric. But I'm like, oh, but it's smaller count or bigger count, whatever. You know what I mean. Bigger to see, easier to see. All right. So this one I'm doing for my daughter-in-law because she loves little goats. Now, she loved the little goats. Does she still love little goats? I don't know. But this guy's pretty cute. It's from the stitchpatterns.com. And he's adorable. And they're all very similar colored threads. So they're kind of a pain in the butt. And that's how far I've gotten. He's so cute though. And I'm going to just finish him in a hoop, you know, maybe a little pink hoop or something. He's so cute though. Again, it's just one of those, like, you do 2 of this color, you do 3 of the next color, you do 6 of the next color, you do 1 of the third color, and then the next line's like, then a whole different set of them on this line. You got 2 here and 6 there and 4 here and 1 there and then 3 more down and around and over here. You can do the same one as before. So it's what happens when you've got anything that's gradated like that. The result is amazing. It's just finicky to do, and I'm not a big finicky fan. I don't like anything that. What does Carol Saltbox Stitcher say? Finicky or what is? I think there's a different word she uses. I can't remember, but something like that. All right, then I've got Halloween Quaker, which is gorgeous. It calls for murky. I am using murky and the called for threads. With murky, though, you never know what you're going to get. I've gotten 2 or 3 different cuts of murky, and they're all very different. So this is all the further I've gotten. I think it's very pretty. See if you can see my puppy laying on the couch. She's like having a dream. She just did this little like I can't do it. The little squeak. Okay. I have fantastic bags. I have not really bought any but one project bags. Okay, so here we go to Plum Street. Welcome, welcome Liberty. Liberty's welcome. It'll be another fun one to have to be working on come 250th this year. Called for DMC. I don't think I changed any out. I know a lot of people have with that goofy house, the coloring on what it calls for. I used Latte 36 count from Fiber on a Whim. I'm like, wow, I thought I got a lot further than I did on this one. Wah, wah. That's it. That is, I must have picked it up once and that was it. Oh boy. All right. That's got to get on the list. Maybe you'll see some good progress this year on these. I don't know. So January, we go back, like I said, on the 5th. It's a soft start. So it's a 9 to 2 day. I have a chiropractic appointment after that for my shoulder, but it's getting better. Then I finish out that week. So I have 4 days with kids that week. And then the following, on that next Saturday, I leave and I'm going with my superintendent to do what we call an ACSI visit. It's like an accreditation visit for schools that are private, have to have some sort of checks and balances, right? In order, because they don't have to follow all of the regulations that public schools do, they have to have a system in place that's going to allow colleges to say, oh, yes, we accept your algebra 2, your trigonometry, your calculus, your physics, programs. So there has to be something in place for each of these schools that says they're doing what they need to do and that makes them accredited to colleges. So I have been asked, hang on one second. Oh, okay. I'm back. Sorry. I don't know. I was talking about the dog just bumped the table. You can't make this stuff up. Going on this trip in January with my boss to do this accreditation trip. So we'll see. I mean, it's a lot of work. You work from 6:15 in the morning till about 9 o'clock at night. They bring food to you as you write up all the stuff. You have to sit and meet the board and all that kind of stuff. It's just a lot. So we shall see. So I'm going to finish this up because we have people coming and I won't have a chance to get this done if I don't do it now. So this is a free chart you can get from Barbara Anna Designs. I guess like I could go this way. That's what it looks like. I'm doing this part up here. This is probably free as well. But I'm just doing this one. Maybe this is the free part and this is the one that you have to buy. I don't know. It's been so long since I've downloaded this, but again, Anna Designs. So I started this a long time ago. Haven't gotten very far. This is some linen that you get like at Hobby Lobby or I think it was Michael's maybe. And I don't really like it. It's real like open weaved and I don't even know what count it is. Maybe a 28 count or something. It's not great. I don't recommend it. There's not much I don't recommend. Like I've always said, like the colors and things, you can get by with a lot of real cheap, stuff, and then you don't need to buy a ton of things that are in all different colors because the color variation is very minimal often. So here is one that I started a long time ago and did poorly. So this is Lizzie Kate's Wise Men Still Seek Him. It's a snippet one and it's super cute. Although I will say I'm not a fan when I'm doing it now of the colors. And I screwed up. Luckily, a lovely viewer told me last time that I have way too many L's. Apparently, wise men still seek him. Oh, goodness. So I got to fix that. Haven't fixed it. Well, I haven't touched it in a while. Okay. And again, I'm just using the called for DMC on that one. Just a couple more to go here. Losing threads with one. Sorry. This is one I started a while ago. Oh, fantastic. I don't have the front page here. Let's find the front page. This is Autumn Love. This is my working copy. It is by Lori Holt. No, it's So Emma. It's Lori Holt. Yeah, that's Lori Holt, not It's So Emma. See in my bonnet. Okay. And I'm using the called for DMC. And again, I didn't get too far. I had the first row maybe done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so I got the first row done. Can you see that? Oh, good. I'm showing you the back again. Well, good thing you get to see how terrible my backs are. That's also why you got to look at it. Look at what you're showing, please. Pay attention. Okay. Goodness. It's been a while since I've done a video. Can't you tell? I'm all discombobulated. All right. So that's a yummy one. And then I also started Pumpkin Ghost La-Di-Da. So Lori from La-Di-Da, the designer, I got to chat with at one of our retreats. She's Wisconsin, I believe. This is done on Freeze from Atomic Ranch. And this is how far I got on that one. I really like this one too. This one's been good. Boy, it's funny, I do these and I'm like, I remember why I loved cross stitch. It's how many of these do we love to do? A lot. They're so good. I do have Murder of Crows, but I don't have it done. Again, la-di-da. I don't have it started, I should say. Fall Frolic. I don't know if I started this one. I decided to do it on Stormy Night. It's a Lugana. Must be a Zweigart 32 count. Oh, I did start it. Yay. Oh, well, look at here. Couldn't even remember. Okay. So this is reading very bright, almost like a bluish hint to it, but it's not. Did I show this? I don't know that I did. So this is by the Scarlet House called Fall Frolic. And I am using the called for DMC Color and Classic Colorworks, and I guess that's it. Maybe one of the Classic Colorworks. The rest are going to be DMC. And this, because it's 32 count and looks like an even weave, it's an Lugana, is super easy and fun to do as well. So I don't even remember. Didn't remember that I started it, but I remember it went very quickly. Now that I see it, I'm like, oh, yes. Like I said, that was maybe 1 or 2 nights sitting there. Not much. It went fast. Okay. Oops, I gotta put in one more. I don't think I started either of these. No. Don't have to show you that. 2 more. Well, 2 more bags. Not sure how many are in each of these. Okay, Prairie Schooler. This one I showed not too long ago, Double Double. I found this when Priscilla did it from Stitching with the Housewives, and I loved hers, so I decided to do it too. I've got a ways to go, but I'm getting there. And I have my own design, which is Trick or treat. Got to get that finished. And then I started, this is by Autumn Lane. This is one a lot of people are doing called Autumn Town. And I love it. So you do stitch the sky and the birds and the clouds. The background of the green is not stitched. So that's just your typical background. It calls for apple, green apple or something. Apple Harvest linen by Mountain Air Fabrics, but I didn't use that. I used a golden olive from X Jude, I think. I don't know, but I think so. And that's what I've gotten so far. So the sky in that little corner. But I just love it. It's so pretty. So, okay. Takes us down to one more. And then I can go over plans. So this is the one bag that I have purchased. It's got Lori Holt fabric. And it's quilted. It's lovely. And it houses my biggest project. So this is the only bag I've ever bought. You can see how many threads it uses, which is a lot. It's Leela Studios Let Freedom Ring. And I started in the center. And sadly, I don't know that I'm going to have enough room. But I hope so. And I don't even know what this is stitched on. It's 36 count. That I remember. I bought it at Tomorrow's Heirloom. But I don't know what it is. And I'm going to try and show you, not the back. And that's all the further I've gotten. So I got a long way to go here too. But this is going to be the one I'm going to focus on. I do have some other ones that I purchased for the centennial, whatever it is, the 250th celebration of our country. I could go down a whole bunch of rabbit holes and be like, are we going to make it to 250? Are we still really the US of A? I question a lot anymore as to what goes on behind the closed doors of our United States government. I think that is one thing we can all agree on, is that none of them have our best interest at heart. So, with that being said, knowing that no one's coming to save us, that we have to save ourselves, I'll go back to what I've always said. Treat each other kindly. Doesn't matter what side of the fence you fall. Doesn't matter if you, I won't even say I'm a religious person. I'll say I have a relationship with the Lord. But, and I think it's made my life better. I know it's made my life better. But I don't care if you don't. I do care, I guess, because I think it would make your life better. But at the end of the day, I know there are people out there that feel people like me who have faith in something bigger are evil. And I think that's unfortunate, because I think the biggest thing I try to all the time do is show kindness, show love, help people. And for 2026, I hope you're able to set some goals for yourself, set some goals for your home, declutter, live simply, but live intentionally, um, and be kind. Just, when you see people that are out of control, which I think we're going to see more of that in 2026, do the best you can to just show love and kindness, and even when you're not treated that way. Um, that's all we can do. We can't control what other people do. We can only control ourselves. And so I encourage everyone to move forward and have a wonderful and a uber blessed best year ever of 2026. And I just hope all the happiness and the goodness and the joy, and that we can find joy even in the terrible circumstances that we find ourselves in, because I was listening to a book recently, and it was talking about one of the football players and how I think he was my age, but back in the day he was 18 and just gotten was going to sign with a university, and his mom, who was a single mom, 6 kids, she was doing like a nighttime job as well, an extra security job. She was a cop during the day, and at night she like shadow worked, trying to make extra money for her 6 kids, and she was killed. And so this 18-year-old boy was told, hey, we understand the circumstances have changed. If you don't want to come play football for us, we understand, And he said, no, I'm coming. I committed to you. My mom would want me to stay committed. And he brought 2 of his siblings, the youngest siblings, with, and was their caregiver. And while he was pursuing a college degree and his football career, and all 5 of his siblings ended up with college degrees. He made sure they all got college degrees. But his mom taught him that, adversity is going to come, and you just have to decide if it's going to make you bitter or if it's going to make you better. So as adversity comes in 2026, you too have to decide, is it going to make you bitter or is it going to make you better? And I pray for you and hope for you, and will encourage you to let it make you better. Happy New Year. One last thing, if you would like a copy of this chart, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. It's hard to see. It is sparkly. I used some sparkly fabric, and then just added this same, quilt fabric, cotton fabric to it, and then little pom-poms that I just got at Hobby Lobby or wherever, This will be down below in the comments if you'd like to click the link for this. This is a free chart that I offer. Take care.